Damn right. Okay, cool. Ba-da, ba-ba-da. Chat rate is 4. I really don't think it is. Nobody has chatted yet. Okay. Coolio. Okay, Discord. Yep, everything should be good. Cool. Okay, cool. That's everything then. I don't actually remember where we left off. I know that this audio is incredibly low. I don't know if that actually affects the stream or not. No, it doesn't, I don't think. Hang on. From save point. Alright. Apparently this is supposed to be the butler from... I was reading through the guide, because I'm cheating. This is supposed to be the butler from game 1, like from Ace Attorney, like Phoenix Wright, so... I guess we'll try to do that sort of voice. Absolutely not, sir. It's just a model gun. However, it can fire blanks. We need to use them for the stage show. Seems that our kidnappers also had a need for the model gun, my dear costume friend. Okay, so I don't remember exactly where we left off. I know there was like a costume that we found, obviously. Oh, okay, well, there we go. I left off at a really bad point last time because I wasn't at my house. I was at somebody else's house, connected to my computer, streaming, because it was kind of funny. But yeah, I went through most, like, we're like done this chapter, so we're gonna try to play through 3-4 right now. I think we're about done with this room. So what's next? Well, we found a few answers. But there are still a few things left that we have to ask a certain person about. Let's go, Kai. March 13th, 3:34, Wild Wild West area. Mr. Edgewood, sir. You gotta hurry, sir, come on. What is it, detective? They found a blue badger costume down in front of the main gate, sir. What? Isn't that one of the kidnappers was wearing? Bingo, that's why we gotta come to the main gate right now. If we hurry, we might still be able to get there before Wolfie Boy does, sir. Alright, let's make haste to the main gate. I kinda wish I had gotten food. I didn't. Yeah, see, we're done. Well, that chapter anyways. I literally ended like 3 seconds before it ended. Oh, I forgot what that sound is. Yeah. When I'm done all the Ace Attorney games, I'm gonna rate all those like save sounds because I think they're all really cool. Literally, the ones that are my favorite are the Apollo one is really good, and well, Game 1 and Apollo are my two favorites. Where's the costume, Detective Gumshoe? Just on the other side of the fountain, sir. Was it actually in the open all along? No, it was discovered in the tall grass back there. We moved it out here in order to examine it more thoroughly. Well, let's get down to it. It's the Blue Badger's body section. What a waste. How so? Going through all the trouble to steal this costume only to throw it away in the end. A real thief wouldn't do such a thing. Nope, no way. I wouldn't think a real thief would steal something so gaudy to begin with. What do we have here? Oh, it's another pendant. 2 treasures in one day. How lucky is that? And hey, this pretty baby's made of platinum silver too. Another pendant on top of the one we found on Mr. Deacon? Is it possible that these two... Hold it right there. You know, I'm changing this guy's voice again. I'm changing it to the dentist from Little Shop of Horrors. Ends up, Mr. It's very similar, but that's just like my inspiration's changing, is what I mean. Hands off, Mr. Prosecutor. You sure know how to cross the line, don't you? Ah. A pendant, huh? This is a very decisive piece of evidence. How can you tell? Look here and read off what you see. Lauren? Hey, it's the name engraved on this. Okay, so it's a different pendant. Aha. We have you now, Miss Kidnapper. No, you don't understand. What the hell? Okay, I just got a Discord notification, which apparently is not off. Also, this is the first time I've heard this lag. What the hell? Hang on, let me go turn on stream mode. There we go. What was this guy's voice? I don't think I gave him a voice yet. Lolly, I can't believe you're one of my kidnappers. Lance. You're kidding. Miss Pops is one of the kidnappers? Yes. It was me. I held Lance hostage. So Miss Pops is one of the kid. Wait, actually? What the hell? I mean, that makes perfect sense. Like, she was really suspicious, but like... What? But even knowing that, I can't call this case solved or over. Hey guys, case closed. Get the car ready, and I mean the special one for this young lady.
Hold it.
Hey, again, Mr. Prosecutor? What is it this time? Are you proposing that Miss Pops is also the culprit in the murder case? What happened? I thought Officer Meekins was your suspect. We found it. Found what? That officer's gun. He literally dropped it in the middle of a thick patch of grass. He conjures police over sham. Just look at how careless they are. Who are you calling a sham? The officer's gun didn't show signs of having been fired, so it can't be the murder weapon. So Officer Meekins has been cleared of all charges, I see. And that's when a brand new suspect comes walking onto the scene. The murder only happened because the kidnappers started fighting amongst themselves. As I recall, it was you who said that, right, Mr. Prosecutor? Miss Pops, did you really kill Mr. Deacon? What? No, you didn't. There's no way. We still have 2 more chapters to go. Or, well, 1, I guess. Yes, I killed him. I can't believe it. That's because it's not true. Hang on, sorry, I just gotta check emails real quick. Thanks for the confession. Agent Lang, it's much too early to declare this case closed. Look at you, so sure of yourself. We've got the culprit's own confession and some very incriminating evidence. What more could you ask for? Miss Lauren Pops. Yes? I want to hear from you. Tell me your side of all that has happened today, from the kidnapping to the murder. But why? I'm a kidnapper and a killer. Isn't that enough? It's fine if you're the one behind everything, but only if that is the truth. Now then, will you tell us the truth? Or is there some reason? Jesus Christ, every time. Or is there some reason why you can't? I never yawned in my life. Every time I'm playing this game. Or is there some reason why you can't? I've had a change of heart. I think I'd enjoy seeing you sulk away as loose mutt. Alright, you heard me. Let's hear about all the evil deeds you committed today. The one who came up with the kidnapping plan was the butler, Mr. Deacon. We know that we could get rich by holding Lance hostage. Mr. Romano would pay anything to get his son back after all. Everything was going according to plan, but as soon as we got the money, Mr. Deacon turned on me and tried to kill me. There, are you satisfied? She just confessed to her crimes a second time. At least you have the guts to admit what you've done. I can at least respect that much. Miss Pops, is what you said really the truth? Yes, it is. If that is the truth, it certainly isn't the whole truth. Because there's something that seems a bit too improbable in her confession. Okay. I mean, yeah, that's mostly true. Lance was in debt. I forgot about that. I should note that down. But wasn't there 4 kidnappers? Am I wrong?
Hold it!
How would you know the victim? I spoke with him only a few times at Lance's house. A few times? That's it? Yes. If they only met a few times, let's see how they could have trusted each other. But if you hardly ever talked, then how could I trust you not to steal his plan? That's completely irrelevant. He was planning to betray her from the very beginning. Which is why I chose someone he wasn't especially close to. Isn't that right, Sheena? Yes, however, Mr. Deacon made a very poor choice. In the end, he was killed by the one he intended to betray himself. I bet he didn't see that one coming. Okay, we get Richard holding Lance hostage. I have no issue with that. Mr. Wano would pay anything to get his son back after all. Yeah, I just feel like this is the contradiction. I don't know why, but it just seems... Lauren D is invited to this pendant. I see they wrote out her first name, but why just the D? Maybe it's the result of poor planning? I guess. Well, at least if I had to shorten my name, I could make it K. Faraday. That way, even if you just sounded it out, it'd still say my name, K. Faraday. I suppose if I had to do the same, I'd rather be abbreviated as M. Edgeworth. Hold on, I think you should abbreviate it as M.E. Get it? Haha. Who would have thought this little penning could start such a strange conversation? Wait. It's gotta be something related to, like, the fact that there's only the 2 of them, right? Would you mind telling us a little about the plan itself? Well, first we captured Lance. Oh my god! I hate yawning. Ooh, how'd you do that? Well, Mr. Deacon did that on his own, so I don't quite know. And here I thought you knew how to steal people away. I shudder to think what you would do with such knowledge. Sorry, I really don't know, but somehow Mr. Deacon was able to contain it. All we had to do after that was wait for the ransom to be paid, but... Mr. Deacon D had to kill me. Oh, that's it. What's wrong, Kay? I can't believe she was betrayed. I kind of feel sorry for her. I feel a little sorry for her too, however I also wish she would tell the whole truth. Because there's something that seems a bit too improbable. A bit too improbable. I'll give her another careful listen and see. A bit too improbable. When I came up with the kidnapping with Mr. Butler, we knew we could get rich by holding this. Oh. Does that have to do with his death? Maybe? Nope. Even after looking at this, can you still tell me what you just said to be true? Actually, I can. She showed you. Ugh. He's laughing pretty hard at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah, I know. But I refuse to allow him to ruffle my feathers. I'm gonna remain calm and collected and find my contradiction. Okay, we knew we could get rich by holding Lance hostage. Mr. Amano would pay anything to get his son back after all. Everything was going according to plan, but as soon as we got the money, Mr. Deacon turned on me and tried to kill me. As soon as we got the money. So she's talking about our plan, kidnapping, whatever. Mr. Deacon tried to turn on me. I don't think he did, though.
Hold it!
Why do you think he did? I have no idea. Maybe he planned on doing something right at the beginning. This pops. Sorry, I'm just doing a little investigation. It's dirty. Get it? Okay, this is a pretty long part. Okay, I just read the walkthrough, which I probably shouldn't have, but Jesus Christ, this is obtuse. Wait, Mr. Deacon planned to kill Miss Pops from the very beginning? Was that ever really likely to happen? What should I do? Should I raise an objection? I'm sorry, but I don't think what you just claimed is all that likely. Huh? I don't think Mr. Deacon would have ever been capable of killing you. But why? We were total strangers. It's not uncommon for people to kill each other over money. Miss Pops, you really are clueless, aren't you? What do you mean? Wait, are they related or something? Hang on. What's her last name? Who are you? Lauren Pops. Annie Dent. Jesus. Where his wife and sole daughter are. Is he her daughter or something? Or the other way around, I mean? Is he her father or something? You never knew what your role in the kidnapping is, nor do you know who you really are. But I do, and I can show you with this piece of evidence. This proves that Mr. Deacon wouldn't have been able to bring himself to kill Miss Pops. Is it just the... Hang on. Wait, whoa. Did the other pendant say Lauren on it? Oh wait, it does. What the heck?
Take that!
Why are you showing this to me? So what about the pin? This horse pendant, along with this piece of evidence, shows who you really are. Is it the other piece of pendant, or is it the, like, thing?
Take that!
Does that really have anything to do with the pendant? What the heck? Of course not. I suppose not. Wait, what the okay, is it just the paper? There's something that's very clearly connected to this pendant. And this pendant is the key that will open the door to the truth. Is it just like his existence?
Take that!
What? This horse pendant along with this piece of evidence shows who you really are. It's this, right? I thought it was.
Take that!
What the? Okay. Yeah, we're cheating. This. Present Miss Pops' pendant, then Mr. Deacon's pendant. I did! What? And she was like, oh, it's not related. Wait.
Take that!
What? Did I not do that? These two pendants resemble each other, wouldn't you agree? Hey, you're right. They're the same color and they're even made of the same material. I believe that these two pendants are actually one. Yeah, I'm gonna stop using the guide. That's not worth it. Shall we give it a try? Wow, it's totally Pegasus. But why? Why does my pendant match up with Mr. Deacon's? You're a smart lady. I'm sure you can imagine why that might be. But, no, that can't be. So the two make a set. It's just another trinket. It's not as though this changes anything. You lack imagination, Major Lang. Very well, I'll show you without this evidence. This is the piece of evidence that gives meaning to the Pegasus pendant.
Take that!
Oliver Deakin was an alias for this man. His real name was Colin Devore, the name that is etched on the horse pendant. What? An alias? 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 I suppose he had to hide the fact that he was a felon somehow, in order to live. And it made sense given what was written in Mr. Devore's dossier. What I really wanted to find out was this. It's gotta be daughter, right?
Take that!
Mr. Devore had one daughter, and her name is Lauren Pops. Oh my god, her name is Lollipops. Oh my god. That's a lie! That person was not my father! He couldn't come out and tell you who's your father, because he was in hiding. However, I believe he was trying to secretly watch over you. Do you still believe that a man like that could kill his daughter that he was separated from? Or even that such a man would allow his daughter to get involved in a kidnapping plot? Yeah. And what is so funny, Agent Lang? You're good at making things up in your head and deciding it's the truth, aren't you? What are you trying to say? Your thinking is much too innocent. After all, I've thought of another possibility. Is that so? Well, let's hear it. I'll grant you that the two of them are father and daughter. But isn't it possible they knew the fact? It was no coincidence that the reunited pair became involved in the House of Amana. And the two of them made good use of their meetings to plan this little kidnapping. Wouldn't you say my scenario is perfectly probable as well? So this is his version of how things might have been. You don't have any proof that either one of them didn't know their true relationship, right? You mean they knowingly committed the kidnapping as father and daughter? That's right, as one really rotten family. Is that really what happened? I better take a long, hard look at the evidence. Okay. Two of them are father and daughter. It's impossible that they both knew the fact. There's no coincidence theory. The two of them made good use of their means to plan this little kidnapping. Wait. Didn't she literally say that the kidnapping was unplanned? We gotta have something that proves that it was unplanned, right? Interesting. Okay. Alright. Hold it. Hold it. Agent Lang is wrong, isn't his scenario certainly is a probable one. You better hurry up and do something, or Lauren's gonna wind up looking really bad. I know, but first things first, is Agent Lang's line of logic factually correct? The two of them really knowingly commit the crime as father and daughter. Well, no, but do we have proof of that? Isn't it a possibility that they both knew the fact? Surely, again, we have something against this. I have no idea. I'm just gonna start pressing stuff.
Hold it!
Precisely, and what father would ever willingly kill his own daughter?
Knuckle back!
I've seen a lot of things in my travels. I can tell you that being related by blood is sometimes proof of nothing.
Hold it!
You think they knew? Yeah, I don't think only the victim knew. I think the girl realized it as well. They both knew who the other person was, but they had to pretend they didn't. Because he was on the lam. You got it. Victim couldn't exactly go around flaunting who he was. Furthermore,
Hold it!
one is the butler and one is the friend of the son, you mean? They probably thought that was their best shot. Is that what you honestly believe? Of course. Wow, these are really short.
Hold it!
You mean how they plotted to commit this crime as blood relatives? Can you think of a better partner? They're certainly a clever pair. The butler and the girlfriend. One would ever suspect that. They were in fact family. Yes, from the very beginning they painstakingly practiced those roles well. When you say it from there is perfectly probable as well. Well, I don't think that's going to be a contradiction, but... I believe you're being a bit too overconfident for someone with no evidence. Am I? Because I don't see you presenting any evidence to the contrary. Ugh. Without evidence to counter, we're stuck in a draw. Holy... Why do I only yawn while I'm streaming? It's horrible. Agent, yeah, this is weird. How great that the two of them are father and daughter. Isn't it possible they both knew the fact? Was no coincidence to say we're never sure. It has to do with the fact that it's planned, right? Surely. Is it this? No.
Objection!
It is. Okay. That's kind of dumb. Oh, it's not even the fact that it was planned, it's the fact that it was two people. Okay, yeah, sure. I mean, it wasn't even actually, two people, it was like four, because they said there was two costumes missing. This wasn't played by just two people alone. And what kind of proof do you have of that? Quite simply, there were 3 kidnappers. 3? 4 costumes were stolen from the Wild Wild West area's back room. We found one of them in the kidnapper's hideout, but as for the other 3, we can assume they were being worn by 3 different people. We also found a set of cups and 3 folding chairs that were used in the hideout. Oh right, yeah, I forgot about that. It clearly all points to a 3-man group. And I believe this third person is the real mastermind behind the kidnapping. Who is this mastermind? Wait, what?
Take that!
Lance Amano? What? That's not his voice. Yes, the abduction was in fact schemed up by Lance himself. Recall what he said when he appeared before us. Did you see the faces of your kidnappers? Nah, I didn't see their faces, but 2. One was a woman. However, there were 3 kidnappers, which is in direct contradiction to what he said. But, I know I only saw 2 people. This guy was being held hostage. It's possible he couldn't see all 3 of them. Ah yes, about while you were being held. I have my doubts about what happened then. Lance, would you mind telling us what happened while you were being held captive? I really don't remember much anymore, honest. But if I don't tell you at least something, you won't believe me at all, will you? Oh, okay. I was kidnapped yesterday morning. They had me shut in that room, blindfolded the entire time. But the kidnapper suddenly disappeared around the time I heard rain falling outside. My hands were cuffed, but it was a struggle mode when they left me alone. I made my escape and ran away from the room as fast as I could. Through the underground passageway, I assume? Are you okay? Sorry, I really didn't want to recall that horrible ordeal, but now you believe me, right? No, not quite yet. How can I not? Why do you look at me with icy daggers in your eyes? Because he's a prosecutor, and because they're all like that. I'll have you know, Agent Lang, a prosecutor's eyes are for discerning the truth. And should they be interpreted to be cruel at times, then so be it. There's a sticking point in Lance's testimony. Let's see what he offers up when I push a little. Off bears. Okay, it's kind of interesting morning. They had me shut in that room, blindfolded the entire. Okay, well, we know that's not true because we were in the other room and he wasn't there. By that room, you mean the room in the kidnapper's hideout, correct? Yes, but I was blindfolded the whole time, so I didn't know that until I made my escape. Then you were in the same room as your kidnappers? They spoke in hushed tones, but I could catch bits of their conversation. It was definitely 2 people, and one of them was definitely a woman. I was so scared, I could tell they were nearby, so I didn't dare make a move. Around the time I heard rain falling outside. Is that not when I was in the basement? That's what I'm thinking, but I don't know how I'd prove that.
Hold it.
The kidnappers disappeared? The room fell into a sudden silence. I'd been left behind by the unwanted mutt. And what do you mean by unwanted mutt? What a pointless question. It's not like he's going to tell you anything new, you know. It's a poetic simile. You should learn how to use them too. You may look refined on the outside, but it's no good if you're not refined on the inside as well.
Hold it.
Then those cuffs on your wrists, I suppose you're still cuffed in that case? I'm well aware of how I've changed to reality. I couldn't find the key, so I'm afraid that I'm stuck like this. Even though I escaped from that jail cell, I will forever be a prisoner.
Hold it.
How'd you manage to escape? I wanted to just get out of there, but the door leading outside was locked, which is why I had to use the underground passageway to make my escape. I remember I escaped equally as hard. This is an invaluable piece of testimony. I must let it go examined. But it wasn't locked, though.
Objection.
You said the door leading out was locked, but was it really? That's a really fun animation. We're talking about the room behind the saloon front, right? Look, I heard that it took quite a few men to get that thing open, right, Sheena? Yes, that's correct. Then take a look at this. What is that? Sword? It's not an especially reliable one if it's broken like that. Allow me to start from the end. My conclusion is the door was never locked. It was simply held shut by this sword, which is used to jam the handle. Lance, even though your heads were cupped together, you could still use them. If that's the case, then why did you not just simply remove the sword and escape? Why didn't I? I was disoriented. Yes, that's it. I didn't notice it. As if I should accept that bold-faced lie. You locked yourself in that room because you had to make yourself look the victim. But you did not, in fact, possess the key to the door. That is why you used the prop sword to improvise and create a prison of your very own.
Not so fast.
You've been making this guy out to be one of the kidnappers for some time now. I wonder if you've forgotten something very important along the way. And what would that be? A motive. What else? Do you honestly think that an uptight pure boy like him would hatch up a completely pointless scheme such as kidnapping himself?
Objection!
This proves that Lance had a motive to commit this crime.
Take that!
To put it simply, Lance has a very urgent need for money. This is hardly a typical love letter. It is in fact a collection bill. It appears our upstanding boy has accumulated quite a debt. Isn't that right, Lance? Looks like it's hard being the son of a rich man too. Must be rough when you have to resort to stealing from your own man, huh? Alright, I give up. I abducted myself. Lance! It's over, Lolly. In this life, we really are bound to our fates after all. All I wanted was to go to the inner new town, somewhere no one would know us. I wanted us to be well off with the 1 million, but now, that dream is over. Aw, Lance. Then you're giving yourself up? Yes. I plan to run away from this with my Lolly. Oliver even helped us to plan, but then he had to go and stab us at the back. He turned on you? Maybe you didn't want to split the ransom money, that's my guess. It happened almost right after you made the drop-off. When we were alone, he attacked me all of a sudden. After a brief struggle, I was able to contain him and keep him under control. We left him inside that room with Lolly, and I made my escape. We all wore different suits and split up. Lolly left first in the Blue Badger costume. I mean, the first officer making so was his pops. Right then, the old man just had to wake up. I was careless and he tackled me pretty hard from behind. Then Oliver put on a bad Badger costume, took the suitcase with $1 million and ran. I contracted Lolly right away and warned her that he had a gun. They had no idea that they were related, so I thought that it could only end badly. I still don't believe it. That person was not my father. Because if he was, I just killed my own father. Lolly, then it really was you? Wait, what the hell? Yeah, hang on. That man was not my father. I mean, because at the stadium, there was a bad Badger pulling the suitcase with the 1 million in it. But that Badger pointed his gun at me, aiming to shoot me dead. That's why I used the gun I got from Lance. There was a gunshot. The other person crumbled to the ground. I ran, scared for my life. I think the bigger picture is finally coming into focus, don't you? Lolly, forgive me. I didn't think it would turn into something so frightening. If only I could have protected you. So, Miss Pops, she shot her own dad without even knowing who he really was? If what she says is true. Are you saying she's lying? Why would she lie about something like that? What purpose would it serve? You'd be surprised how often people lie without even realizing it themselves, Kay. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? What I mean is, listen very carefully to her confession one more, and you'll see.
Hold it!
Were you able to clearly see the gun? Yes, I got a very good look at it while it was pointing at me. Oh, father. Why would you try to shoot me? Do you think a father would shoot his own daughter in a straight birth? I don't know. I don't want to believe it myself. But it's true, my father's left arm was raised with the gun in it, pointed straight at me. I was about to die, I thought. Please calm down and take a deep breath. And then would you allow me to please hear the last statement one more time? Yes, of course.
Objection!
Wait, what? How is that not a contradiction? The Badger pointed the gun in his left hand, aiming to shoot me dead.
Hold it!
And you felt that your life was in danger, correct? Yes, I was about to die, I thought. So... That's why I used the gun I got from Lance. There was a gunshot, the other person crumbled to the ground, and I ran scared for my life.
Objection!
Okay, we're running low, I gotta be careful with this. Poor Miss Pops. What will become of her, Mr. Edgeworth? She used to telling the truth regarding what happened at the stadium. However, I don't believe it to be absolutely correct. Listen very carefully to her confession once more and you'll see.
Hold it!
That was ransom money, wasn't it? Yes, that's how I was able to identify Mr. Deacon almost immediately. It was all thanks to what Lance told me. And what did he tell you? Well, he called me on my cell phone and told me that Mr. Deacon had betrayed us and had run off with the ransom money. And about how he had a gun.
Hold it! Hold it!
You shot Mr. Deacon? Miss Pops. Yes, I shot him. And as they say, that is that. Agent Lang, Miss Pops is far from done. She hasn't even finished her testimony yet. You gotta continue questioning her? What a waste of time. Miss Pops, do you please? Alright.
Hold it!
Do you take off immediately following the gunshot? Yes. And you still didn't attempt to approach the victim at all after he was shot? I was scared. I don't blame you. I would have been doing the exact same thing. Poor Miss Pops. What will become of her, Mr. Edgeworth? She seems to be telling the truth regarding what happened at the stadium. However, I don't believe it to be absolutely correct. Listen very carefully to her confession once more and you'll see. That man was not my father, because at the stadium, there was a bad badger playing the serious with $1 million in it, but that badger pointed the gun at his left hand and he should be dead, that's why... Did I press the first thing?
Hold it!
Please come down and let's slowly talk through this. But all you have to do is simply tell us what happened at the stadium. They told us to search the truth. Can you do that for me? Alright, so at the stadium... Okay, yeah, there was a bad badger. That badger pointed his gun in the left hand, aiming to shoot me dead. Wait, oh my god. Sorry, I'm cheating again. His handedness is in this note. Okay, sure.
Objection!
I have here a dossier on your father. And according to this, your father was right-handed. Ah, then the person pointing a gun at you from atop the stage was not Mr. Deacon.
Knuckle back!
Hold on there, Mr. Prosecutor. I think you need to take a refresher course. The Bad Badger has his model attached to his right hand, which is why the only hand he could have held the real gun with was his left. Isn't it possible that it went down like that? Agent Lang, were you paying attention to what Miss Pops was saying? Then again, I suppose you can expect someone who has never stepped foot in court to catch it. Enough with the smugness, out with it already. Thing is, okay, that other, like, prosecutor, quote-unquote guy, like, our opponent, he seems annoying. I don't think he's, like, guilty. He just seems really suspicious, though. I don't know. I feel like he's gonna end up... Apparently he comes back. Maybe? I don't actually know. I know, like, very vague things about this game. I think he might become guilty in, like, case 5 or something. Like a Gavin situation. Miss Pops told us earlier. There was a Bad Badger playing the suitcase with the 1 million in it. According to you, the Bad Badger had the gun in his left hand, which would mean that he was pulling the suitcase with his right hand. Is that correct, Miss Pops? Yes, exactly. And I'm sure it was the Bad Badger. It had those huge sunglasses on its face. But if that's the case, even I can see there's a huge contradiction. Yes, Miss Pops claims to have seen the Bad Badger, and yet the Bad Badger has both of his hands full. These two pieces of information contradict each other, so one must be wrong. They're both correct. Impossible. That leaves up this irresolvable contradiction. Miss Pop's entire statement rests on the fact that she saw his sunglasses and beard. But what if the Bad Badger wasn't wearing pants on his lower half? This proves that there was a way for the Bad Badger to freely use both of his hands. There was a hole.
Take that!
Get your head on straight, Mr. Prosecutor. That doesn't show me diddly squat. Wait, is that not right? I knew it. What I saw was just a mirage. Wait, I can explain. Wait, what? What was... Wait, hang on. Is it not this? I thought it would be the missing gun, because the missing gun would mean that, like, his other hand was accessible. But okay. Sure.
Take that!
The costumes have two parts to them, a head and the body. Oh, I get it now. The head Miss Pop saw was probably really the head of the Bad Badger. However, is it not possible that the body was that of an entirely different badger? A different badger? Yes, or to put it more bluntly, I believe it was the lower half of this badger. The body of the badger Miss Pops really saw belonged to...
Take that!
What the heck is it? It's the Proto-Badger. Yes, and it's a simple matter of process of elimination. Miss Pops was wearing the Blue Badger's costume, so we can eliminate that one. And the Pink Badger is out of the wrong color, which would have been incredibly obvious. All that's left is the Proto-Badger costume. Miss Pops, who was the one who wore the Proto-Badger costume? That would be Lance. Are you saying what I think you are? The Lance Amano donned the Bad Badger's head and pretended to be Mr. Deacon? On top of which he plotted to shoot Miss Pops while wearing the hideout hideous thing? The stage that was set up in the stadium was nothing more than a setup, and its purpose was to lead Miss Pops into believing she had committed murder. Standing there in front of Miss Pops and pretending to be the victim, it was all done so that she would pull the trigger. I have no idea what you're talking about. Why exactly would I have had to do all that, huh? There's but one reason, Lance Amano. You're the real culprit behind the murder of Mr. Oliver Deacon. What? No. That's slander. Take it back. You take it back right now. Just out of curiosity, Lance, which is your dominant hand? I'm left-handed, but what does that have to do with anything? It depends. According to Miss Pops, her attacker held a gun in his left hand. Heh, who's what-handed doesn't prove a thing. And besides, now you're just being absurd. It's not like the Proto-Badger's bulletproof. On misfire and he would have found himself dead, right? Of course. Logically, if he had been shot, he probably wouldn't be here with us. But I believe he had thought of that as well, and prepared accordingly. And this should be all the evidence you need. Okay, finally.
Take that!
We found one half of a Bad Badger costume in the hideout, a broken one. It was not the same one that the victim was wearing, plus it was missing something. And that something is the model gun the Bad Badger carries, which can fire blanks. What? Miss Pops, where is the gun you used now? I threw it away, into the sea. That makes it a bit tough to verify what it was. Although I believe that we could safely assume that it was the model gun in question. I've heard enough. All you've been shouting so far is pure conjecture. I admit that as long as the model gun is lost to us, you can't prove I'm right. However, I can say that the probability that I am right is very high. Alright, let's pretend that you're right, and that the murder at the stadium was a fabrication. In that case, where do you think the murder really took place, Mr. Prosecutor? I don't know yet. Ah, I know you were full of it. However, I do believe that the murder took place during an earlier time frame. Please, wait a second, it's simply not possible. Because... I saw Mr. Deacon after he was restrained by Lance. She saw the victim in the state of being restrained? I can't wait to the hideout long after the other two. By that time, Lance had already subdued and restrained Mr. Deacon. He had tied Mr. Deacon and his cheerleader to be in the room next door. After that, the two of us put in our costumes and made our escape. Wait, that wasn't Mr. Deacon, that was me. So Mr. Deacon must have escaped after the two of you left, right? We thought that it would attract too much attention if we were together, so I left first. We planned to meet up again at the stage in the stadium. But then, as I was walking through the park, I got a call from Lance on my cell phone. Oliver managed to escape. Looked like he was waiting until I was alone. He also stole the gun from me at that time. And then the murder happened. Mr. Deacon must have overheard their plan to meet up at the stage. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, Miss Pops saw the victim with her own eyes. The victim was still alive at that time, wouldn't you agree? Why does that sound wrong to me? Must be something amiss with this account. Let's see what happens when I examine it in more detail. It's the pillar. We were the one tied to a pole. It wasn't him.
Hold it!
You're sure that it was Mr. Deacon you saw? Yes, I'm certain of what I saw. Did you go into the other room to check? Lance said that it was best if I didn't get too close to him. Lance, you're such a kind soul. Are you telling me that you did not confirm that it was Mr. Deacon for yourself? I checked through the slit in the door that separates the two rooms. He had a Bad Badger's head. Oh, I'm so absolutely sure that he just had a Mr. Deacon. She saw a Bad Badger head. Nah, there's no way it's that simple.
Objection!
Shoot. Okay, I need to stop looking around. Okay.
Hold it!
So the time that Mr. Deacon was still in his Bad Badger costume? Yes, and? But I feel that she misread the whole situation. What now? Should I raise an objection? Sure. The person you saw was not the victim. What? Why not? I'll tell you why not, with this. This Pop shows the person you saw was not the victim. What? What?
Take that!
Miss Pops, the person you saw was not Mr. Deacon at all. Huh? The person you actually saw was this person. It was me. Yeah, that's what I was saying. That was such a... Okay, I just have to look at the guide again. That's such an obtuse way of doing that, though. It's like, oh, you didn't see him. Boom, the head of the Bad Badger. Huh, the person I saw... Like, that's why I think it was such a good decision in games 2 and 3 that it allowed you to present people as evidence. Because even though it made things, like, twice as many, like, situations, it also just meant that it was a lot simpler for a lot of stuff. That was you, Mr. Edgeworth? I always thought it was a bit odd. Why would the kidnappers abduct me even after I had handed over the ransom? It's not as though I saw the face of the kidnappers. If I were them, I would have just taken the $1 million and ran. But in the end, there was a point to it all. It was to make me look like Mr. Deacon. And if that was the reason for which I was abducted, then I believe we can assume that the victim was already dead at that time. Well, Lance, am I right? That's... You showed Miss Pops a person, namely me, with a bad badger head on. And then made your costumes escape together. Or so you pretended. Huh? What do you mean you pretended? Exactly that. I believe Lance watched you escape, and then doubled back to the hideout. Probably to come and remove the bad badger head from my unconscious self. It created his fake prison with the prop sword. He then escaped via the passageway. Hold your tongue, boy. Don't get caught up in that tidal wave of mouth words coming out of Miss Prosecute's mouth. Tidal wave. We've heard a lot come out of you, but I've yet to see a shred of evidence. The victims were trailing and subsequent detainment. All of that could have happened while you were out cold. That's right, you were out for quite a while, Mr. Prosecutor. Even if that were the case, Miss Popsword would still see me tied to that beam. I was scared of Mr. Deacon, so I didn't go to the next room. So I really have no idea if you were in there or not, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, it would seem that you can't prove a thing. Ugh. Who said that? Please, wait. Oh, Miles, my boy. It looks like you're really giving it your all. And Lance, it's not good to cause trouble for others. Dad. Let's see. You're the one in charge of the investigation, correct? Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry that my son has been nothing but trouble. This probably won't make up for anything, but I have some evidence for you. Oh, do you now? Is that what I think it is? It's the bad badger costume the victim was wearing, and a gun. I couldn't wait around for the police, so I went and found these myself. It appears that they were disposed of in the sea. Ah, is there no one in this country who actually obeys the law? There now. Agent Lang, please calm down. You know what the heck is that scrap paper? This appears to be a letter from the chief of police. Please allow Mr. Amano. Feel free to do as he sees fit, it says. What? The chief of police? What the? Just who does he think he is? The person who wields the highest authority in this area. Oh, there. Now. There's no need to be so upset. I'm not a cop in this land, so I'm not bound by the laws of your country. Now. This wasn't meant to strong arm you into anything, it's just a request. I'm only asking that you please respect the laws of the land. Yeah, I can't really say no to that. However, return to the topic at hand. Doesn't matter who found the evidence, its value remains unchanged. Alrighty, now let's take a look at this new evidence. I've already got the results back. I've had a special forensics research lab that are on good terms with conducting tests. They verified that the blood on this costume belongs to Oliver. As for the gun, the only fingerprints they can find were yours, Lord. What? You disappoint me, Miles. I can't believe that you would cause my son such stress and heartache. Thank goodness I was able to find the final pieces of evidence. With this, you'll have no reason left to push my poor boy around. That's it? These are the case-writing pieces of evidence? I'll be the judge of that. What's this? Looks like there's something inside the costume head. Hey, the sparkling with are really valuable. Sorry, but they're just pieces of a mirror. But why are they in here? Could this gun be the actual murder weapon? This bullet hole. It looks kind of burnt around the edges. Wait, those burn marks are left by the gunpowder. This is the most important fact. Why is that? Because it is proof that the victim was shot at point-blank range. Well, are these not definitive pieces of evidence you ever seen? Thank you, Dad. This should be enough to convince you of Mr. Edgeworth over there. Make no mistake, there are fingerprints on that murderous gun. And they prove that it was Lolly who killed Oliver. But Oliver was also after Lolly's life. So Mr. Redford, even you must see that Lolly was the only action against self-defense. The fingerprints on the weapon, huh? Oh no, this isn't helpful at all. Mr. Redford, all I wanted to do was save Lolly. But in the end, all I can do is watch she takes the punishment for her crimes. That may be all you can do, however. I still have a case to solve, and a job to do. The job of unraveling your insidious lie. You wow me, why don't you believe me even in the face of all this evidence? They found Miss Pop's fingerprints on this gun. Can you let me hold it for a sec? I shouldn't if you don't know how to handle it. Besides, Miss Pop's prints are already on it. Look, I'm wearing gloves. It'll be okay. I just want to touch it. Take a look, that's all. It's not like I'm gonna run off with it. The only thing is I don't return to treasures. Stealing either will land you in jail, you know. His entire argument hinges on the fact that her fingerprints are on the gun. However, the truth does not lie there. It lies in whatever he is hiding from me, but not for long.
Hold it!
And why do you believe the victim was set on taking Miss Pop's life? I suppose it's because he wanted to silence her. Keep her quiet, because she knew the truth behind the kidnapping. In that case, why did he not target you as well? That's because... Because he knew that if he killed me, he would be able to control my father. Oh, right you are. Even if it cost me millions, I would have killed the killer found. I believe he didn't kill you for an entirely different reason. However, I digress. Look, what do I didn't kill me? I'm worried about what will happen to Lolly. You sure are calm for someone who's accusing his own girlfriend of murder. You have it all wrong. Allowing her to pay the price is a form of love. She says that she also wants to pay back her debt to society, but... Hours less lost her Lily's life. Those fingerprints? Are you sure they belong to Miss Pop's? There's no mistake about it. Though my connections, I had the best forensics technique money can buy for phone. I found that to be peculiar. What? Are you trying to pick an argument with me? Frankly, I don't believe that Miss Pop's print should be on that gun, to be with. And the reason why Miss Pop's print should not be on the gun is... Oh wait, she was wearing a costume! Right? How do I prove that? Hang on. But how do I prove that she was wearing a costume?
Take that!
It's simply not possible for Miss Pops to have left any prints on the murder weapon. Because, while she was at the stadium, Miss Pops was wearing a costume. Huh? But there's been no mistake, we found fingerprints! Well, Miss Pops, do you remember touching the gun at all at any time? Ah yes, as a matter of fact, I did hold it for a bit back at the hideout. I handed it off to Mr. DK when he and Lance left for the haunted house. To retrieve the ransom money, I suppose. And there you have it. That is when Miss Pops' prints found their way into the gun. Good. Do you understand now, Mr. Romano? Fingerprints do nothing to prove that Miss Pops is the murderer. But you still don't have anything to prove that she isn't the killer, right? You seem very adamant about insisting that your girlfriend is a cold-blooded killer. Oh, Lance. What? No way, I'm incredibly worried about her. That's where you're wrong. I have the evidence. What? How? The story that Miss Pops killed the victim at the stage in the stadium. The whole affair is simply not true, because that was not the real crime scene, but a setup. This proves that the real murder was not committed at the stadium at all.
Take that!
Let us take another good look at the costume the victim was wearing. Then I believe you'll see why I insist he was not shot at the stadium. I'm just gonna use the mouse.
Take that!
The murder on this bullet hole was made when the victim shot point blank range. Ah, so that means the murder of Miss Oldbeck shot at the stadium really was... Yeah, she saw two people, but they were separated by a distance. If the victim was indeed shot from below the stage, then there should be a gunpowder burn. Ah! Ah, look at you, Mr. Shardy Pants prosecutor. Since you seem to know all the answers, why not tell us where the real crime scene is then? Well, that's saying we have to look like Mr. Deacon back at the hideout. If that's the case, then the murder must have happened prior to that. And the location where Lance and the victim were at just before I was in prison was... I've got it. I know the real scene of the murder.
Take that!
I think it's not unreasonable to assume that the murder took place in the haunted house. The haunted house? Yes, and I have proof that it is highly likely the victim was killed there. What proves the real scene of the crime was at the haunted house?
Take that!
These were inside the costume the victim was wearing. They're fragments of a mirror. A mirror? And what does that have to do with anything? Indeed, you don't exactly expect to find pieces of a mirror inside a costume. Yeah, that's actually pretty dangerous. However, there's one place I can think of where there's a plethora of mirror fragments. And that is the haunted house. Lance Amano, I propose that you killed Mr. Deacon with the revolver in the haunted house. What are we playing, Clue? After that, you stole the Blue Badger Mobile to move his body to the Wild Wild West area. The timing when the Blue Badger Mobile was stolen confirms this as a fact. Miles, my boy, say no more. Sorry, Mr. Amano, but I cannot do that. Be quiet. Yes, please do something. Stop that boy from speaking any more nonsense. Ernest Amano, correct? I mean you. Now be quiet, Gramps. How dare you? I don't need words. The only thing I require is evidence. Decisive evidence. And I call these mirror bits decisive is a bit too presumptuous, Mr. Prosecutor. What? Shana, wasn't there a mirror in the kidnapper's hideout? Yes, there was a mirror there. A mirror that's for the haunted house. You see, isn't it possible that the fragments got into the costume there? But Agent Lang, there were no fragments on the floor, so the probability is very low. Probability? Like Z says, on truth's path the word probability does not exist. The only thing it does is definitive proof. The question, Mr. Prosecutor, is do you have the definitive proof you need? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you? Do I have solid evidence that proves the murder took place at the haunted house? The answer is no. See, so since you don't have any, shut up. I don't have the evidence yet, but I'm certain the murder occurred around the time I turned the ransom over. At that time, the only people at the haunted house, besides myself, were Lance and Mr. Deacon. If I can prove that the murder took place at the haunted house, then I can prove Lance's guilt in connection to the murder. What now, Mr. Edgeworth? Agent Lang, I have a special request. Yeah. I'd like to prove to you that the scene of the crime was indeed the haunted house. Why in the world are you asking the werewolf for permission? Because I don't really have a choice if I want to find the truth. Alright, permission granted, but you're not to touch a single thing, got it? That won't be a problem. That's important to me is that the truth be brought to light. It doesn't matter by who or how it's done, as long as it is. Shina! I'm here. Put in the paperwork for authorization immediately. Understood. I'll go. Get the Gatewater Group's approval. What was that? No. Let's hold on for a second. There's no need to obtain approval. Mr. Amano? Hey, like, if you please take a look at this. What is this? Shana. It's the deed to the haunted house. The deed? Read it out loud. Gatewaterland, Inc. Hereby bequeaths the property known as the haunted house to Mr. Romano for the lump sum of 1 million, paid full in cash. What? Oh, as you can see, I'm not the legal owner of the haunted house. Are you kidding? When did you... I ran into the owner of the park earlier. We made the deal almost immediately. How quickly things move when you can prepare $1 million in the blink of an eye. That 1 million you paid. Don't tell me it was... Oh, that's right. This disgusting suitcase belongs to you, doesn't it? I don't have any more use for it, so you may have it back now. Use the ransom money? My Lance is a good boy. Even apologized for the kidnapping a bit earlier. So I do believe that I'll forgive him. After all, he did return the ransom money. That's the way things are. So if you would please discuss things with me from now on. Discuss? What is there to discuss? Why, permission to enter the haunted house, of course. While we were busy listening to Lance's story, Mr. Romano was out there preempting us. Permission to search the house, haunted house has died. End of discussion. Agent Lang, I want you to arrest that girl. And Miles, you should hurry on home now, my boy, before I really lose my temper. Ugh, Mr. Romano definitely has the deck stacked in his favor here. What should I do? If I leave it like this, the truth will be lost forever. Alright. And we're moving on to the final part of this next. So yeah. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream. I apologize for the inconsistency of my voices, but I hope it's not too bad. Alright, bye.